Hi Internet fam. I'm just going to be on here really quick. I'm making a flower crown, and I figured that it would be a good time to come say hi, check in with you guys. Like I said, it's going to be quick, so I don't have a ton of time, but this is what we're going to use. These are a bunch of flowers from Trader Joe's. Costs about $5, I think, $4 or $5. I do this as part of my goddess workshops, which I really look forward to having again once the quarantine lifts, but right now I'm doing it because my family is celebrating my birthday with a little picnic, and I want to wear it, and then I will hang it somewhere and use it on some of my altars and stuff. So this is wire that you use, floral wire. What you need is floral wire cutters if you need them, but this comes with a little cutter and a pair of scissors. And what you do, it's got a little tangle the last time I used it apparently. It's alright, we will work it out. Hi Monica. Baby Goyle, how do I create the most delicious vibes for myself to quickly refresh throughout the workday or regular day? Put in little moments of mindfulness. So for instance, and affirmations are great too. So for instance, say you're at work and you go to the bathroom. I did a YouTube video on this. It was called like the 10-second aura clearing or something. And you wash your hands, you say your affirmations to yourself in the mirror. You can do little energy work stuff on yourself. Like one thing a fellow healer showed me once was to make a little sound with your fingers. You guys hear that? And you just do it around your body. It's like a little on-hand sound healing that you always have at any time. You can also snap. Snapping's a great way to disconnect energy. And so yeah, the way to do it is to remember, to remind yourself to take a moment and reset. It also works really great when you're in between things, like when you're leaving one world and going to another, like when you're getting in your car to drive to work. Well, now everyone's home, so when you're walking from one room to the other, when you're, I find the shower a really great place to do stuff like that. In the Power of Ritual course I'm teaching right now, we're doing, which started today, we're doing a ritual every day for between 12 and 15 days to interact with your own deep sense of sacredness, which does not matter what you celebrate or what you believe is going on out there, because we all have a sacred connection within. So it's all about repetition, getting momentum. Also, I would definitely recommend that you do it when you first wake up in the morning. That's a great way to set the tone. And then whatever you meet that day, you already know how you're going to deal with it because you've already decided how your energy is going to flow. Okay, so I need it to be about this big. You measure it on your head. All right. You want it to not be so heavy, so big that it slips down. But it does get a little bit smaller as you work with it, so you don't want to be too small either. I think this is good. I think that's good. Okay, then one end you wrap around to secure, like so. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? Hey Jamar, what is up, friend? We were holding it down, Reiki on the East Coast. Cor Lamal, how do you deal with the loss of someone? My mom just passed. Oh, I'm trying to turn spiritually this time, but it's really difficult. I'm so sorry to hear that. Sending you love and encouragement. You just have to grieve, you just have to keep going through. But also, a lot of times people from the other side, and this depends on what you believe, and so I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anyone, but I have definitely many times spoken to people who've passed in dreams, in meditations. You can call her in, talk to her. But I know that that's not the same as having her there with you, and I'm so sorry. And with stuff like that, all you can do is just get through it, take as good care of yourself as you can, rest a lot, cry a lot, do stuff that kind of has her there with you in the space. Maybe gifts she gave you or pictures of her, have them around so you can still feel her energy, because energy is neither created nor destroyed. Nothing really dies, it just changes form. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that though, very sorry. Okay, so you cut about 1.5 inches. This song. Thank you, Flower. Put a little chi in it. Baby Coil, are solfeggio frequencies real? How do they make my head feel so good? I'm not sure what you're talking about, actually. Is this like the different hertzes and stuff that people use to meditate, like binaural beat vibes? Frequency adjusts things, you know. Sound healing is very real. And because if you think frequency is where something's vibrating, so there are different, oh, by the way, you just wrap the wire around this. So if you give something a frequency that helps like cells regenerate healthfully and stuff like that, then it's helpful. Same as the opposite. There are frequencies that are harmful. Like, I don't know if you guys get EMF'd out. I definitely do. I use Vibes Up. I use a Vibes Up case on my phone. I put a Vibes Up pad under my computer, and I put that same pad on my car seat when I'm driving. And then you line the second one up here, and then you just wrap it too with the same piece of wire that you had from the original long piece. And when this piece runs out, we'll cut more wire and then use that. You can also do these with grasses, with like I forget what it's called, like the stuff that people use to make palm crosses, by making a braid of it. One of my goddess friends showed me that she does this with her daughters, by making a braid and then inserting the flowers in the braid, which is really pretty. I've always used wire, just because it's how I learned, and I now have wire on hand, so it's nice to not have to go buy anything as much as possible for quarantine. Thanks, Monica. Thanks, Baby Girl. Thanks, Adia. Yeah, people are sending you blessings for your mom's passing. So sorry to hear that. And also sending love out to everyone who's lost people, whether it had anything to do with Corona or not, you know. I was thinking about that. I have not seen the numbers as to whether, I don't even know if you can even look this up, but I haven't seen the numbers as to whether more people on Earth are dying right now or not. And so I did wonder. I know of 2 people in my roundabout circle. A woman that lived across the street from my uncle in my hometown, and I knew her daughter growing up. Hi. And then someone I know from here, from my work online, told me that her grandfather in Canada passed away because of the coronavirus. I can't. Hi, Lily. Hi. I know you want to go outside, and we will. I don't know if like more people, and so I had to wonder. I was like, if it weren't Corona, would these same people be going by different means? And then my friend and I were talking about this last night, and she said, well, that then brings up the question of, is it your time? Do we each have a time to come and go? And I absolutely think so, yes. I think that birth and death is something that is orchestrated by our souls. I think we have different options. I know for sure that I've had various death options that I have obviously not taken, because I'm still here, last I checked. But I have felt them. I could tell whole stories about that. Oh, speaking of, thanks, Katie Kane. Favorite affirmation? Probably just real simple. I'm grateful for my many blessings. Because no matter what, like whether or not you have all the things you want or not, and no one really does because we're growing beings, so as soon as we have everything we want, there's more stuff that we want, right? That's how it's supposed to be. It's good to remember that you are blessed and you are privileged in the ways that you are, and to do justice to your privilege and to your blessing by being a gift to the world. Oh, thank you for the birthday wishes, Kitty Kane. And happy Beltane, you guys. That's another reason I'm doing the flower crown. I love being born on Beltane Eve. I do have a part of my spirit that's a bit hedonistic. I'm Taurus, and I'm a burner. And I mean, if you're not even a little hedonistic, I don't think you would go to the burn. And Beltane, or Beltane, was the festival in the ancient Celtic traditions when everyone wear flowers, and they would do fertility rituals and drink a bunch of mead around the fire. And there was also some some grown-up fun that they would have, you know what I mean? And they would basically just get wasted and pass out. And it was like their huge jam-out party to celebrate that spring is here, winter is done, and I love that my day of birth is on the eve of that, because that's when everyone would party, was like the night of April 30th. So that makes me happy. Maybe I'll have a party like that whenever we're out of quarantine. That'd be fun to arrange some kind of pagan vibes with flowers on our heads. And I mean, if you know me, then you know I tend to do that kind of stuff anyways, but it'd be fun to have it organized. Let's see, how am I doing this? Okay. So yeah, when you need a new one, you just cut out a new one and a new piece of wire and start it again. And if you refrigerate these, they'll usually last for a day or two. They're really fun to wear out and about. I know that there's not much out and about right now because of our whole quarantine situation, but I really love seeing what kids do when they see them. Like if I teach a workshop and then I have to go, I don't know, grocery shopping afterward and walking through the aisles of the grocery store, and the kids are like, when they see you wearing it, because I feel like it's one of those things that, like, yeah, you can be a grown-up. You can be a responsible, grounded adult and wear flowers on your head. You can do both those things. I encourage it. All right. Let's see. Do you know about a band called Cocteau Twin? I do not. What kind of music are they? Thank you for the birthday wishes, you guys. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Corey Mom. Calming vibes right now. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. A fairy goddess. Thank you, Adia. I definitely strive to be worthy of such a compliment as that. I love fairy energy. I definitely am part fairy. My mom's middle name is Faye. My dad's mom's middle name is Faye. Her dad's mom's name is Faye. There is a Faye by name in my line, all the generations back that I've seen, that aren't related to each other, which I find fascinating. And whenever I have a daughter, if I have a daughter, which I think that I will, I plan on making her middle name Faye to continue the tradition. My niece's name is Rowan, which is definitely a fairy name. I mean, obviously, if you name after a plant, yeah. I love all the tree babies. I know of rowans, willows, aspens, lots of babies coming in with that nature energy, which is perfect because that's just what we need right now. So as you see, and I'm getting quicker at it as my hands are remembering how I do it. It's been a while since I made one, and my family was definitely like, you have 10 minutes. And I know it's been longer than 10 minutes, but they haven't yelled at me yet, so yeah, I'm excited. We're celebrating my birthday today. It was yesterday. I turned 37. I'm 37. That's how old I am. And this feels like it's going to be a good year. I pulled a bunch of cards last night from all my different oracle decks the way that I do, and I did a little bit of magic and stuff. And feels good. It feels like it's going to be a good year. I feel like a lot of things are coming home, and I feel a new layer of embodiment and empowerment and self-containment than before, which happens as you grow up, you know, and you keep getting progressively more embodied as our souls come in and stuff. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Tasha. I appreciate that. My thing on aging or not aging, I mean, for about 10 years now, I've been playing around with stuff to not do the normal aging cycle, but to live a different kind of life, which I'm not the first one to do this. People have done this throughout history. But I did start it about 10 years ago when I was about 27. And I remember talking to people and being like, well, because I was making these changes in my life, like about my diet and what I did, how I lived, my lifestyle. And longevity was one of them. And not just living a long time, but living a long time and being really healthy and shining and getting progressively more healthy and shining. And I remember saying, well, it's going to take a little while before it shows up. Like, you're not going to be able to tell if it works for a while. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and see if it works. And I think it did. I definitely feel like I've kind of, my physical form has kind of transcended age in a way that I'm proud to embody and grateful to embody too. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Caddy Kane. I'm drinking my first glass of wine in years. It's raining and I'm watching this. I'm loving this space. Sisters. Oh, enjoy. I had some wine last night. I had maybe a little too much wine last night. But it was a great time. And I celebrated in style. And I had some FaceTime with some of my beloveds. And then I fell asleep. And that was last night. It was great. Thank you, Xavier. Yeah, I'm almost done with this crown. Let's see how it's looking so far. Sometimes you could leave it just as this if you wanted to put it like under your hair. But I'm gonna put it all the way around. But in backseat, there's nothing there. Yeah, making these with kids is so great. And like I said, if you want to use the grass stuff, which you can get at craft stores, it's like these long ropes of dry grass. You just take a hank of it and braid a few strands, and then you stick the flowers in the braid. I think depending on the age of your little one, that might be better, just because of the potential of poking yourself on the wire and cutting yourself, and it just depends on how dexterous your little one is. Thank you, Adia. Let's see, what else to report to you guys? The Power Ritual course started today. There are 2 different tiers of the course. The first one was an invite-only, which I do for some of my classes. We'll like go deeper, so it'll be like 2 levels. One of them's the class that everyone gets, which is like the emailed curriculum and 1 or 2 chats, that kind of thing. And the other one goes deeper. It's a different price point. It's a different level of connection and community. And so the deeper, everyone started the class today, but I did have the opening call with the girls. It happens to be all women, which is not always true, but this time it was, going through the course with me, and they're just so lovely. I just love my work. I've definitely found a rhythm where kindred souls and I connect through my work, and it's nice to know that you do work that's good. And I mean, I'm happy with the exchange of it in a way that I don't know that I've ever been quite this happy before. Like, there's been times in my life where like maybe I'd be getting paid really well, but it would be sucking at my soul in a way I didn't like. Not doing this work, but doing other work. Or I would love what I do, but I wouldn't be getting paid enough, and I would be stressed about money. And so right now is as good as I've ever felt. So there have been other times where I've done this too, where I've been in this place too, but it's equal or more, and I'm very grateful. And it's so funny this comes in quarantine, but I guess it's because what I do kind of requires you to sit still and look deeper. So I think that since a lot of people are now sitting still and looking deeper, they're realizing where they value it. And I'm just really grateful to live in a world where I don't get burned at the stake. I can teach classes instead, because that has definitely happened. I know a lot of you guys are in that group as well. Let's see. Oh, the flowers I chose are beautiful colors. Thanks. My sister actually got me these. And also, when you make these, it's important that you do them. For instance, it's hard to do them with roses because they have that big bulb at the bottom, and then they'll fall out. So same with like what is it? I'm thinking carnations, maybe? I don't know, any of the ones that have the big like green cup that the flower sits in as part of the flower. If there's a lot of that, they'll fall out. So it's good to get ones that the stem comes right up to the top of the flower. Like I said, we do this in my goddess workshops, and I think that it's one of the best parts for sure. I'm thinking about, I am definitely opening a new layer of courses called the Goddess Arts that teach about health and beauty and embodying grace and that kind of thing. And so, as with all my courses, it's an interesting balance to be like, okay, how much do I want to just give away for free through my internet platforms, and how much do I want to charge money for and offer as a service, a teaching service? So I'm going back and forth about various things, but one thing, I'm not sure if it's going to be part of the paid class or if it's just going to be a free thing, is I love doing lemon manicures. So you cut a lemon in half, you squeeze half of it into a cup of hot water or something, or whatever you want to do with it to drink the juice, but then the leftover lemon, it's like a little cup because you've squeezed it, and you just dig your nails into it and you rub it on your cuticles, and you do that for a while until like your cuticles are all soft and your nails are all clean. It kind of disinfects them and whitens them, and it's just really good for them, strengthens them too a little bit. And then you push your cuticles back and you oil up and all that kind of stuff. And I think that would be a really fun thing to do on a Zoom call, because when I've done it with friends, we've sat and done lemon manicures, you're just sitting there talking anyway. You don't touch each other or anything anyway. So it's an easy thing to be like, okay, get a lemon, get a nail file or nail clippers or whatever you want, and come to class. So we'll see. Okay, I'm nearly done. Oh, someone asked me today to do some more ASMR, which I have not done because it's loud here and it's hard to find quiet time without something going on in the background to make ASMR. But something she said to me really struck me, and it was that she would like to hear just stories. Stories. And I was like, I got stories. I got stories for days. So I would love to know. Feel free to put it here, I'll see it now, or send me a DM. I might post it on my Insta stories later. But what do you want to know stories about? I would love to tell you stories. I've been thinking lately that I want to do like bedtime stories and stuff for kids too. I've also been thinking that I want to make a video of how I dance Rowan to sleep, because it's really fun, and I think we have our little playlist that we listen to. There are like 4 songs that we go through, and 2 of them we dance to. It's just soothing. And I really like being able to go into that part of my personality that is very gentle and loving and soothing and nurturing for the kids. I like doing it for adults too, but it's different, because with adults, usually the only time that can come out is if you're healing someone, or if you're like in relationship with someone and being really lovey with them. But my lover aspect of spirit, the part of me that only comes out in relationships, very affectionate, very lovey-dovey. I love being very cheesy and all that kind of stuff in relationships. I don't get to embody it when I'm not in love with someone, so I miss that part of myself when I'm not in a relationship, So I've been thinking about ways to still have it, even though I'm not pointing it at a human right now, So, I don't know. Any thoughts y'all have, I would love to hear. Just let me know. Okay, the final flower. The final one's always the hardest, because you're trying to, like, get it under. Actually, let me do this. Oh, shit. I just figured something out. Just bent the wire in this awesome way that I can bend it right back. Yes. Okay. Almost done. And like one more twist. Come on, you can do it. Come on, fine motor, don't fail me now. I'm gonna use my scissors because they're hard metal. Sometimes the wire can hurt my fingers. I've got a very sensitive nervous system. Okay, we're done. What do you think? Okay, let's see. Let's see what I want to do with my hair. I guess I will just have it back. There's a mirror over there that I'm looking at. And we will put on the crown, the birthday crown. Which side is the front? Here looks good. It's kind of all the same. You can do different flowers and stuff too if you want. There we are. Wait. I have to figure out a way to sit it on my head so it's like stable and my hair is not going to really get in the way. Tuck some behind the ear. Go place it can sit on, and here we are. Done. What do you think? Okay, let's see. Thanks, you guys. Jamar, yes, I love to see what flower crowns guys make. They're neat because they do them differently because it just feels different, but it's great. And I love to see men in flower crowns. I've definitely made them with men before, and they look great. Red Claw, I'd love to hear your journeys and travels with natural guardians guides told from a narrative first-person perspective as if it is happening in the now. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I think I need to go hang out with my family. Feel free to DM me ideas, you guys. I would love to make little stories for you. That sounds really fun. That's something I could just do too. It wouldn't even take a lot of time or energy. I could just bang them out, you know. Okay, I'm about to go get a bunch of my presents this year. So I'm not good at receiving historically, but I am like learning. This year, at any given time, I have a little list of stuff that I want, that I'm waiting to get until I feel like I deserve a treat. So like a little piece of jewelry that I think is really pretty that I'll do the next time I don't know, feel like I deserve it, or an item of clothing or a little gadget or something like that. And so this year, because I'm a hard person to buy for because I have most of what I want, and trying to nail down what I like is kind of hard apparently for people around me. So I sent a note out to my family and I said, no pressure. Don't feel like you have to get me something. But if you want to get me something for my birthday, here's all the stuff that I just can get myself. So not only is it an exercise in receiving, I'm about to go open presents now, so we'll see how I do. But also, I know that I'm going to like what I get because it's stuff I was going to get for myself anyway. So it's an experiment that I'm doing. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Oh, Jamar, for your girls. Lovely, lovely. You should make one for yourself, too. Okay. I love you guys. Sending you blessings. Have a great day. Happy Beltane. Bye.